But as far as the activity, you want the activity to be similar to what you might do on like second chance mailers. Like you want your days to like have somewhere between 200 and 300 dials for sure. You want to eat people morning, afternoon, and night. Like the activity is going to be similar. Everyone who works digital leads at the beginning says the same. They're like, "Oh, I thought maybe the pickup rate would be a little bit better." But it's still a high level activity. The big difference is the intent when you get people on the line because you have the beneficiary name and you can go right into that. And that's what you really want to do within the first like 15 seconds to get people like locked in on why you're calling and this is legit, getting them on that. So let's just
These
do a role
ones,
play real quick.
I'm gonna send you the leads that I got so far. The one, none, again, is that gonna make me not have a call that I don't see the beneficiary name? No, probably not. But this one doesn't. These ones don't have beneficiary name. The information pertaining to the mortgage, it has their intent, extremely or important, or it has their mortgage amount. It has their age, but it doesn't say beneficiary name. But I mean,
Oh,
again, is that going to be a? I mean, I don't know. I mean, now can I pivot from that and go? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I have been, and so just this
yeah.
the way this shit
I,
spreadsheet out there, they're
I'm
out
gonna
there.
ask to get that added because that does make a difference. Like it's not like you'll still get sales, but I like the beneficiary name. So I'm glad you said that. I thought it already did. I just text him if they he can add the beneficiary name going forward.
All right.
Um, because that's the first thing I call on, on these. Um, yeah, with these, yeah, we're gonna get that switch. So the leads coming in for the future have that beneficiary name. So let's go through with what you have right now for the rest of today's dialing, and then we'll go from there. So
Okay.
let me just pick one of these. So ring ring.
Hey, hello.
Hey
Oh, I'm a
Randy.
customer. Hey,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is Randy.
Hey Randy. This is Gabe giving you a call back about your request for the mortgage protection that you put in just yesterday. Just confirming the info. You said you had a mortgage under 50,000. That this was pretty important to you. You put your age as 64 and that you're a resident in the state of Texas. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's my information.
Okay, great. Have you gone through the mortgage protection process before, or is this all new?
No, this is all new. We seen someone years ago, so we kind of just want to know how much it costs.
Sure, sure. So, are you already familiar with the difference between mortgage protection and life insurance, or is that new as well?
Yeah, well, I know how life insurance works. I'm almost 60 years old, but with this, I wanted the whole home paid off. But if it's not affordable, I'm probably not interested.
Of course. Yeah. And just to be super transparent with you, Claude, like my whole job is I'm a broker. The way I get paid is not I make a sale and then we're done. Like I have thousands of clients on the books, and I only get paid if I give a client something that they keep long term. So if we couldn't find something that you liked and that was affordable, it wouldn't make sense for either of us. So let me give you a quick run through. Sounds like you already know what life insurance is. Mortgage protection is a variant of life insurance. So the big thing they have in similar is that they both pay if you pass away. The one big difference is not just that we're getting this to pay for the home, but that also if you're still working, there's some options that can still pay while you're alive. So if you get a very serious illness or disability, can pay if you can't work anymore to protect that home for yourself or your beneficiary. Who would be the person that you're protecting? Who you'd want to be the beneficiary for the home?
Well, we have a trust and whatnot, but I probably leave it to my wife because she lives here now. My kids are all grown.
Got it. So your wife would be the one you'd want the home paid off for. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And what's her name?
Kathy.
Kathy. Okay. And does so what I'm going to do, I'll explain to you the process and you can let me know if Kathy needs to be involved at this point. So, Claude, I'm a broker. I work with all of the insurance companies there in the state of Texas for life insurance, mortgage protection products. And so, to qualify, it's based off your age, which you already know, your health. So, I need to take you through a list of health questions and then, depending on exactly how much coverage. So I'm going to ask about 2 minutes of personal questions, kind of see what your situation is, how much we owe on the home, how many years left. Then I'm going to ask some health questions, see what we do and don't qualify for. At the end, I'm going to do all the shopping for you. So I'll run through all of the different carriers, show you some options. And if we find one that does what you want for the home and fits in the budget, we'll submit an application. And at that point, you'll have selected the carrier and they'll take a look. They'll kind of confirm all the info that we say. And once you get approved, the product is in place. Now, does Kathy need to be a part of this? Will she have questions that I kind of need to answer for
Well,
both of you?
well, yeah, I've been married for 20 years, and I don't do anything without my wife. And I mean, for this sake, yeah, I mean, yeah, she would. She's not available right now, so if you want to
Sure.
give me all the information, I could give it back to her, and we can talk about it.
Sure. I mean, if you say, sounds like you guys really need these together, need to she might's going to have some questions. Like you said, I mean, you know how it runs. You've been married, you got to make these decisions. Um, do you want, when are you typically both together?
In the evening time, after supper.
Got it. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm booked at 5:30. I have a 6 and a 7:15. Which would work best? Which one of those would work best for you? And so at that
Um,
point, just trying to get
yeah.
you know how that all goes. I don't need to go through all that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had even a tons of objections, so like I kind of was just kind of flowing with it. And they're one and the same. The goal is, I mean, I guess I'd just be curious to know what objections that I should be saying that you actually heard more than just because I know that was easygoing per se. Nor do I want to look for punches that aren't there. But I mean,
Yeah, no, anything you're dealing with, hit me. I'll say this, and then
what
I want
script
you to
was
hit
that
me
that
with
you're calling
whatever.
from? What script was that? Where
So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was doing it, I really wasn't following a script. The one that's on the website right now, the Pinnacle website, is the same one that Jason Fuller uses. So if you want a script just to follow, use that one, and that one's good. And then I have Colin Mother Souls too. I'll send to you. You can kind of read through both
all right,
and
I'm
see which
pulling up
one you
now.
like. The thing I would say, the main things on this is because people know they want mortgage protection. The big thing I'm trying to do with every single interaction is I'm trying to put in an educational piece right at the beginning because that really puts people's minds at ease. So, like, I'm always going to ask, has this been your first time going through the mortgage protection process? A lot of people will say yes. Like, they'll be like, yeah, I just saw, I'm interested, I wanted some more information. That's probably one of the biggest things you'll get, which is great because it gives you an opportunity right then to be like, oh yeah, Craig, yeah. And are you already familiar with the difference between mortgage protection, life insurance, or is that still new? A lot of times people will be like, yeah, it's still new. I have some life insurance, da 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 da. At which point I'll just go into that explanation, which is like, let's say you said, yeah, I'm completely new. I just wanted some more information. I say, great. I'm going to give you a walkthrough. Let me know if you have any more questions. And I'll tell them, yeah, Claude, so I'm a broker, work in the state of Texas. I'm actually licensed in 49 states. And mortgage protection is a variation of life insurance. They both pay when you pass away. Obviously, this is targeted specifically at the home, paying off the home, paying down the home, or protecting the equity. People do a couple. I'll include that especially with a client usually over the age of 66. Like if they're younger, I'll still say something about the living benefits
In the
because
beginning.
yeah, because here's the thing. A lot of our carriers, like Liberty offers the chronic illness. A lot of them offer terminal, so you can still position that as a bit of a living benefit. And throughout the final inventory, I will like highlight like, oh, like your income's going to be the same no matter what, even if you got hurt. So we're more concerned about when you pass. So I'll kind of shift the emphasis, so it's not shooting me in the foot too bad if 5 minutes later they're
Yeah.
saying, oh, I have cancer or I had cancer 5 years ago or a heart attack. I know they're not going to get a term with living benefits. It's easy to kind of pivot the conversation towards that. But that educational piece at the end, you can almost hear it through the phone. People's shoulders go down. They feel confident. They're like, okay, this is a professional I'm talking about. And then that
Yeah.
strong, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was agreeing. I was agreeing. You're good. I was thinking like I haven't done ton so in ton virtual. So and I think that's a little bit of Achilles heel, but not really. Because
Mhm.
I had the lady earlier that had said more protection, da da da. And then I asked her, hey, you did this in the past, first time. Oh, our last house, it came with it. I knew that's like PMI, not this. I know, and I wanted to almost. I find myself trying to play it really nice to get them talking to me longer before I start giving them some hard truths, because I don't want to almost be like disagreeing with them in the beginning. And she's like, "Oh no, this is not what I had
Yeah.
wanted." I don't know. Like in a case like that, would you just keep going
I
with the presentation?
So I have a really good response to that. I actually love when people say that. When they're like, "Oh, it used to be included in my last home," because I'll be like, "Yeah." I was like, "So it sounds like you're probably familiar with how this used to work." So pre 2008, before our big, financial crash, this would be included in some homes, which is actually 100% true. Like back in the day, people have been in real estate for a while. Dude, a lot of lenders used to would also have somebody that sold like a depreciating term with the loan. And that completely went out of vogue. And so I'll be like, yeah, Claude. So it sounds like you're familiar with how this used to work. You've been a homeowner for a long time. Pre 2008, they used to include at least like a depreciating term that would, pay off the remaining balance. After that crash, lenders completely got away from that. Now it's only done through licensed underwriters through the state. And so the only thing that's included now is the PMI, which pays off the loan for the lender, but not for you. So, like, they don't lose any money, but your family still owns the loan. And so that's what
Yeah.
we're talking about today, making sure that, your beneficiary. And I just, by the way, they just text me back. They're going to add it. So you're going to have that going forward. So, because I really
Okay.
like leaning on the beneficiary's name right at the beginning, because that's what we're talking about. We want to make sure Mary gets taken care of if something happens to you. And that's where you go
Yeah.
back into the really, I set out a really clear runway for the financial inventory. And that really helps kind of put people at ease. I was like, so Claude, how this works is, like I said, I'm a broker. I work with all the carriers in the state. And so I really just want to find the best one for you. That's someone who's going to approve you and who's not going to charge you extra for any health issues. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask a couple minutes of personal questions, details about the house, about the beneficiary, make sure we're looking at the right product. I'm going to ask a couple of health questions, see what we do and don't qualify for. At the end, I'll do all the shopping for you. We'll look at a couple of different carriers. If we find one that you say, Gabe, that's great, it does what I want, fits in the budget, we'll submit an application to see if we can get you approved. And just to set the expectation, we're not going to know today 100%. Even if you submit an app, usually takes a couple days for them to get back to us. And I like saying that at the beginning too, because that takes that sales pressure down to where I'm getting that person comfortable to make some type of decision today because they're already thinking, oh, I'm not going to get approved today. Oh, I did a little bit of a takeaway. Oh, I might not get approved because I have some health issues. And so that's a great way to go into the financial inventory because they feel comfortable with you, but they also they want it. The person might not have known
Yeah,
too much
yeah,
about
fear
it.
of loss.
Now they feel like they have a solid understanding, and they're also already like, oh, I hope I can. And a lot of times you could hear it in people's voices. They're like, oh, I hope I can get it. Because at the beginning, they had that normal sales resistance. Claude's going to try to call me and sell me something maybe I don't want. Now they're like, oh, this might not be something I can get. Let me, see if I can get it, which is where you want their headspace to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Okay, well, you want me to go through one as much as you did, and kind of, I understand that it'll be different on the call, but I definitely would like to hear any areas of cleaning up that you recommend because this is recorded, so I'm going to kind of duplicate what you did. But right now, I kind of just I'll go from it as I
Yeah,
do. You can let me know. All right,
let's do it.
bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Who's this?
Hey, Mike. This is Claude Perry. Give me a call back about the request you sent here for mortgage protection. So if you pass away, cover the home loan. Ring a bell.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Okay, so I'm an underwriter. It's my job to give you a call and do the health questions before they get it out to you. It's your first time doing this, or
Yeah, first time.
okay, great. Usually, folks do it when they buy a home or refinance. For you, did you just buy or did you refinance?
No, I mean I've had this home for a long time.
Okay, okay. You guys, you just doing some work on the home, or
Yeah. Well, one quick note away here, Claude, just so you know, these are not like the mail in which we know that they've refinanced or anything anytime soon. They might be 10 years into the loan.
and still, oh, and not refire or anything and do this. Oh,
Yeah. This is not
oh,
just targeting new
yeah.
homeowners. Digital
Okay,
leads, that's honestly the cool thing about them. Digital leads are people who are just homeowners. So you'll have a lot of people, you'll still have some people for sure who recently refinanced, they've seen the mailers recently, but you'll have people who are like, oh yeah, like you'll ask them how many years they have left. Like, oh, I'm not sure. Like, oh, when did you get it? Oh, we got the home in 2017. Okay, got it. 30-year loan? They're like, yeah. I was like, okay, so probably, about 20 years, 21 years or so left. Does that sound right? They're like, yeah.
got it. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely see how if I'm, and I try not to fight for like because it doesn't matter per se, right? I'm trying to just get them going somewhere. I try not to like harp on refi or home, but just kind of a way to conversate. But if they're not refinancing or buying a home fresh, I'm trying to pull that out of them. It's gonna be like, no, bro, I didn't do either of those.
Yeah. No, yeah. And let's go back to the beginning. Something I'm noticing, you have a natural fast tone of speaking, which on the phone will definitely like hurt you. Let's go through again and don't be afraid to make your volume go up a little bit louder and to speak
Okay,
slower. Probably try to speak at like 70% of the speed that you were just speaking at.
let me turn off the earpiece. Okay. Bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, Mike. This is Claude Perry. Give me a call back on the request you made here in regards to mortgage protection. So if you passed away, see, and this is not. I feel like I should pause after I say that versus telling them what the benefit does to give them some time to respond. Or, I don't know. Am I saying too much, you think, in the beginning before letting them speak?
I think you should say something different. So a couple notes here. For one, put a stronger emphasis on your name. Like
Okay.
so be like so let's reverse it real quick. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Mike.
Hey, this is Mike. Who is this?
Hey, Mike, this is Claude Perry. I'm giving you a call back in regards to your request for mortgage protection. Looks like you were looking on coverage for a home under 50K. You listed your age as 64 and a resident of Texas. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah.
Okay, great. Have you ever gone through this process before, or is this all new?
Way back when I bought my home, we kind of were just interested in prices to know if we should get it or not.
For sure. So, yeah, let's stop right there. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
much stronger way, like because when you say it like that, like you're giving a much stronger presence and
Yeah.
people really understanding what you are saying, and it gives them something to say yes to. And obviously, you're gonna have the beneficiary name. That's even easier because then you're like, yeah, Claude, yeah, Mike, giving you a call back. Looks like you wanted Sasha, your daughter, to be your beneficiary. Is that right? And like, you're gonna have so few people say no to that.
Yeah,
Like,
because they can't say no. It's a yes, yes question. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
that's perfect. That's
And
why you
then
say it.
Yeah, exactly. And then just being like, is this your first time through the mortgage protection process or is this all new? And then so you're giving them opportunities to give you information and then when they answer, they're inclined to listen because then they're like, yeah, this is pretty new, just was looking to get more information. Okay, great. Let me are you and you are you already familiar with the difference between mortgage protection and life insurance, or is that new too? They'll be like, yeah, it's all kind of new. Okay, great. Let me give you a walkthrough and let me know if you have any other questions. Like that way you're setting them up. And so that's why like my script is I don't really those I just
It's
do
more of
this
a word track.
yeah, I do the same questions every time. And like,
Yeah.
regardless of what they say, we're going to the same destination. So let's start over, just saying your name that way, changing up the speed, and give me that question.
Okay. Bring, bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Mike. This is Claude Perry giving you a call back on the mortgage protection request you put down. In the event you pass away, you wanted Sasha to keep the mortgage, and you owe a little less than 50,000 on your home, and you're 74 years old. I feel like that's a lot. I feel like I'm saying too
Yeah, yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah. Once you have the beneficiary name, I think you're good just with that. Right now, while you're still dialing these leads, I would just say looks like you were looking for coverage on a home under 50,000. You put your age at 64 in the state of Texas. Is that right?
Yeah.
Your
So
your
their
pacing is
name.
also your pacing is also kind of what makes it sound like a lot as well too.
Okay. So maybe their name. So my name and their name, how much they owe, and resident of their state.
Yeah, you kind of put it all into one. You're throwing it all together, but it's one question. You're like, yeah, Claude, yeah, Mike. This is Claude Perry getting back to you about your request for mortgage protection. Looks like you were looking for coverage on a home, excuse me, under 50K. You put your age at 64 and a resident of Texas. Is that right?
Got it. All right. All right. All right. Let's do it. Bring, bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Mike. This is Claude Perry giving you a call back on the request you made for mortgage protection. Looks like you put your age down as 55 and you owe a little less than 50,000 on your home and you're here in the sweet country of Texas, right?
That's right. Dude, this is going to sound silly what I'm about to say, but put even more emphasis on your name. Say your name like it's a name they should recognize. Like, be like, this is Claude Perry giving you a call back. And like, I'm just like saying it like that and then giving you a call, like it catches people's attention. You know where I learned that from too? The very first person I do it was Mark Mead. He used to do
Okay.
that. He'd be like, this is Mark Mead. And I started doing it when I get on the phone and be like, this is Gabe Erickson. And like it like makes people stop
Okay.
like when they're like, "Oh, who should I know that name?" Like, and then you go right into the information they gave you.
Okay.
And like the authoritative tone, the loud speaking and the slow pace, like, and then you give them that information. What it does psychologically is it almost makes people feel dumb if they say no, said no, because they're
Yeah.
like, that sounds like someone that they should know. This is definitely their information. They're going to feel real silly saying no.
Yeah. And not to be too tedious, is there a part of the three forms of verification, in this case, their name, not name, mortgage amount, age, and state, is there a part that you say first to kind of make sure you have them on a hook? Or is that just like, do you say their mortgage amount first or their age first or well, probably beneficiary first if you have it. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Beneficiary definitely first when you have it. For this one, that's why I like beneficiary names so much because sometimes people put even the wrong mortgage amount when they're clicking through. That's the only reason why I'm using all three in this instance to
Got it.
get it out because I don't want them to be like, oh, oh no, I owe more than 50K or did it. Oh, that's all right. You probably fat fingered it. We do mortgages, up to $2 million. And so,
Got
but
it.
you are a resident of the state of Texas. And they're like, yeah. They're like, yeah. I was like, okay, great. Have you gone through the mortgage protection process before? That way, the objections they might give, because they are in tech, like, I think it goes by like it sees there. I don't know if it sees there. I don't think I've ever gotten someone that they put the wrong state. Yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
so. So that's almost always correct. And typically age is correct too.
Okay. All right. Bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Mike, this is Claude Perry. Giving you a call back on the request you made for mortgage protection. I shouldn't say that. You put down on your age is 55, you're a resident in Texas, and you owe a little under 50K. Ring a bell? Shouldn't ring a bell either.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I would say after that, is your first time. Should I stop saying does it ring a bell? I don't want to ask them if they remember and they go no, and then I already have a no, right? Would you not ask them that?
I usually say, is that correct or is that right?
Got it. Is that correct? Is that right? Same thing. Okay. Is that correct? Is that right? Is that correct? And that's right. And you're not saying this is Gabe giving you a call back for more protection. What are you saying exactly when you called the induction? Bring.
Yeah, let's go through again. Hey, Mike.
Hey, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, this is Gabe Erickson giving you a call back about the request for mortgage protection. It looks like you're looking for coverage on a home under 100,000,
Got it.
and you put your age as 64 and a resident of the state of Texas. Is that correct?
It is.
Okay, got it. And are
Perfect.
you
It is.
already familiar with the mortgage protection process, or is this all new?
It's all new.
Okay, got it. Are you already familiar with the difference between mortgage protection and life insurance, or is that new as well?
Yeah, I have an idea,
Okay.
but
Well,
we're
I'll walk you through it here. Let me know if you have any other questions. So, I'm a broker from the state of Texas. Mortgage protection is a variant of life insurance. So they both pay if you pass away. Obviously, this one is more geared towards paying off, paying down, or protecting the equity on the home. But also, it can pay while you're still alive if you get a very serious illness or disability. And so, what my job is, I work with every carrier in the state. I meet with you and I try to find someone that will approve you and do what you want and fit in the budget. Does that make sense?
it does.
Yeah. And then so yeah, that's typically
Yeah.
I'll follow that same pattern every time. Like you get them on, you just want to lock them in for what they're looking. You're really looking for that educational piece where you can get
Educational
them
piece.
to, you know, open up to you in some way. And with
And
that's
that's kind of you informing them about the asking first, have you done before or not? So now I can explain to you. Well, if you say you know, perfect. Do you understand the difference between life insurance and mortgage protection? Perfect. It's a variant of both. Mortgage
It,
protection is a variant of life insurance.
correct.
And of course, it pays you pass away. And I would say it cleaner, but well, I'm the right way. Of course, if you pass away in the process of paying your home off, it makes sure the family has somewhere to call home still. And of course, if you were to get terminally ill or critically ill, it gives you money while you're still alive to cover the mortgage as well.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, you have to fight, you have a natural inclination to talk a little faster. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
when you do it, your words get a little jumbled, like as far as to the listener. And so I think you slowing down and talking, and I can tell it feels weird for you to like raise up, like to talk your voice, to talk loud. But I think that would really help you, like in those situations, like just to be like, yeah, so mortgage protection, variant of life insurance. So it pays when you pass away, just like life insurance. Two big differences. One, this is geared towards the home, and then also it can pay while you're still alive, which is something that life insurance does not do. So if you get a critical or chronic illness, pays while you're still alive, but maybe not able to work. Does that make sense? And then you get them back on. And so, yeah, slow it down a little bit. It's funny. I'm actually the same way as you.
Yeah.
Me
But
and
you're
you
right
share
though,
that.
man. And
I,
you're right. And this is the one thing that's like, and as I make more calls, it like hits me in the face and I go, I was talking way too fast. And that's why I'm glad you're able to hear it and kind of, cause I know it right, but it can kind of be a subconscious thing. But I can definitely do it because I do it. I do slow down. So let's do it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And the thing is, that's probably going to be what you did in person, the connect to over the phone, dude, like literally 85, 90% of it is the same. The only what we're talking about now is honestly one of the biggest differences. The difference when you're in person, obviously you have a physical presence. People are watching your body language, they're looking at you, and so it's easier for them to stay in tune. When you're over the phone, since they only have your voice, you have to learn how to have a strong voice presence. And one of the biggest cheats to do that is literally just talking louder and slower. And I mean, Claude, do not be afraid to abuse it. Like, I mean, I will be shouting on the phone. Like, people will walk past and I'll be on with a client and I'll be like, yeah, Marge, so exactly what you're talking about. That policy, it pays 15,000. That's only going to cover your funeral, right? And so like that's the voice if you weren't standing in front of me, you'd be crazy.
yeah,
You'd think I was crazy if I was speaking that loud to you.
yeah,
But
yeah,
over
yeah,
the phone, like it people don't question it nearly as much. Like it helps you have a stronger presence with them.
yeah. I can see that. And it's like you're almost willing to over articulate and you have almost the awkward pause. I learned this with Les Brown in a speaking course too, to really awkward pauses are better than you not understanding me.
Right.
So if I sound awkward and kind of remedial, that's way better than you been like, I can't trust this guy. Because once they can't hear me, the trust is gone, and that's the reality of it.
Yeah. 100%, dude. Like, and when I was first hitting the phones, because I did door to door for 10 years, dude, the phones were so, even dialing to set appointments at the very beginning, dude, that was so intimidating for me. And like, I knew in person to slow down, but over the phone, like, I remember like rushing, people would hang up on me, and like the next person, I would almost be rushing to get my words out because I knew they were going to hang up, which made them only hang up faster because they couldn't understand me. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like literally, I say 110% volume, 70% speed.
Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Mike, this is. Does me saying his name twice like that come off salesy to you?
No, I know I'm gonna do that when someone like, hey Mike, like they're like, yeah. I'm like, hey Mike, this is Gabe Erickson.
Got it. Okay, cool.
I feel like it flows.
Okay. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, Mike, this is Claude Perry giving you a call back on the request you made for mortgage protection. It says here you're requesting the coverage for a little under 50,000 and your age is 65 and you're in the great state of Texas. That sound about correct?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm trying one more time. Bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Mike, this is Claude Perry. This is I got it. Bring.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, Mike, this is Claude Perry giving you a call back on the request that you made here for mortgage protection. Looks like you're looking for coverage for a little under 50,000. You put down your age is 65 and that you're in South Carolina. Does that sound about correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. So I'm an underwriter where it's my job to do your health questions before they get you approved for the coverage. But first things first, is this your first time requesting mortgage protection or you done it in the past?
This is my first time.
Okay, first time. Understand. Now, do you have an understanding of life insurance? And wait, see, I'm
Yeah, no,
mixing it.
switch that up. Be like, are you already familiar with the difference between mortgage protection and life insurance? What you're doing the same thing with these terms, like that you are doing with your name. You're over pronunciating a little bit. You're saying them a little louder because you know people are not 100% clear or they have these questions in the back of their mind right off the bat, even when they put in this request and you call, they're like, well, what exactly is mortgage protection? Is it just life insurance? Da 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 da. Like, and so you're you're pulling out those questions and getting them to pay attention to the questions that most people have. They're
Yeah,
thinking, they're
it's like I'm
thinking,
making them both.
yeah, exactly. Like they're like, how do I get this? How much is it? Like, do I already have it? Like, is this going to be a long thing? Is this guy how many people do I need to talk to? Like, is Gabe just one guy? I need to talk to like 20 different Gabes with different companies. And so this first education piece is a really good way to just get them locked in. And so and you don't there's going to be opportunities for rapport building, especially throughout the financial inventory. So you don't need to try to do it here, even. You know what I mean? Like stuff like the great state of Texas, or like using like phrases that are a little more friendly, like, does that sound about right? Or, like stuff like that. Like that, it's not that it's bad, but it's like at that opening stage, you can just like get right to it
Yeah.
and get them locked in on what this is about, who you are in the process, get them kind of comfortable on that very front end. And then throughout the financial inventory, you can drop little rapport building things here and there to get them
Okay.
more comfortable with you.
Okay.
Like, oh yeah, I do windows and doors. Oh, dude, I did windows and doors in college. That's a brutal game, man. And stuff like that. Like, you'll have your opportunity for all those things, but in the first 3, 4 minutes, like if you can just get them locked in on exactly what this is, like that'll serve you best most
Got
of
it.
the time.
And Repeat the part about the variation of life insurance and mortgage protection. You asked them first time filling out, yes. When you're trying to decipher if they understand the difference between life insurance and mortgage protection, how do you say it again?
Yeah, I'll put both of the questions in the chat. I say, is this your first time with the mortgage protection process? Or going through the, let me edit that actually. Whenever I say it slow, I say, wait, is your first time going through the mortgage protection process? And then the next question, how they, or however they answer that is, um, are you already familiar with the difference between mortgage protection and life insurance?
Got it. I like the already word there. It's powerful. Because they go, oh, no, I'm not already who I am.
Yeah, exactly. And the great thing about asking these questions too is you can honestly give the same answers regardless of how they answer it. Like let's say they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm familiar." Okay, great. So you know mortgage protection is a variance of life insurance. They both pay if you pass away. Big difference on mortgage protection. Not only is it geared towards the home, but it can also pay while you're alive, unlike regular life insurance. You know, if you get a very severe, critical, chronic, terminal illness. My job, I'm a broker in the state of Texas. I work with every carrier. So it's my job to find you a carrier that will approve you, find something that does what you want it to do and fits in the budget. So I'm going to ask, about 2 minutes of personal questions, see what the situation is, another 2 minutes of health questions, see what we do and don't qualify for. At the end, we'll look at a couple different options. If we find one that you're like, hey, Gabe, that works, fits in the budget, looks great, we'll submit an application, see if we can get you approved. I don't have the final say. Of course, the carrier, they're going to do their due diligence, typically let us know within a few days whether or not, you're approved. Sound fair? And then you get people locked in. Like even if they are giving you short answers, like they're because of the way that you're talking, they're listening and
Yeah, yeah,
and they're getting locked in. And then and literally it's whether or not a person has been very talkative within the first few minutes, or they're kind of giving me like yes, no, okay, yeah, sounds fair, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like when I'm getting in the financial inventory, that's when I'm going to get to know them and get them have my best chances of getting them to open up. Um, and that's kind of where the magic happens.
yeah, yeah. And you don't necessarily wash the ash first. How you don't. Um, you're not trying to present them the full thing. You're just waiting. Well, I guess once they say the beneficiary's name, you would ask, which I would ask too, for a choice like this. Is this something you and Mary do together, or do you kind of see what you want, know what you want, get what you want? Like, are you kind of like in the beginning, you're okay with building value, even if it's a one-legger, because you're not going to go over, too much information before you pull it back to she's probably should to where they probably should both be on the phone too.
Yeah, I mean, the way I'm really thinking about it is, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Um, Usually only with spouses am I trying, like am I going to test that? Like, hey, is this something you guys both need to be around for? I mean, here's the reality. Um, Life insurance typically is not a big purchase, not like monstrous. Like usually it's going to be around $100 on average, maybe a little bit over. A lot of people are comfortable making that kind of purchase on their own, especially wives. Like, I'm more inclined to let if I'm speaking to a woman to like go into a one-legger with her, like because usually they're more okay making the kind of decision solo. Um, with the husband, that's why I just ask like that. And then because here's the thing, me scheduling an appointment, even if it's later in the day, which is usually the only kind of appointment I want to set, maybe next day, uh, I know that the odds of them no showing are like at least 50%. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather on average shoot my shot than
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Like I remember Storm Rory, who's like either a number one or number two producer for the year. Dude, there was a time, and he was just transitioning to not just in person, but also digital. This was a while ago, like a year and a half ago. And he was setting 50 appointments a week virtually. And he was only sitting with like 10 of them. But he would close like eight. Like the people that showed up, he had like a crazy closing percentage. And it was still enough for him like to survive. And he was spending a lot on leads. And he's like, I don't know what I should do. I was like, dude, do this. Just do all every time you get him on the phone, do a one call close. And he's like, well, normally I ask, and sometimes it's a one legger. And so I feel like I have to do appointments. I'm like, dude, with these kind of numbers, even if you push for the presentation, let's say 15 of them just said no, they got off the phone because they just couldn't do it. And then of the other that are left, like another 15 are one leggers, and they say they got to talk to their spouse. Dude, you're still presenting to twice as many people as you were
Yeah.
before. And dude, sure enough, like that one change, he went from selling like 7, 8K a week to selling like 15, 20 because he was presenting to twice as many people. So I would say don't when it's so funny because when we were in person, dude, I would tell my agents, I was like, dude, if you walk into that house, it's a one legger, you pick up your bag, you stand up, and you walk your butt out of there. Like, and then on your way out the door, ask them when you can reschedule. It just wasn't worth it. Telesales is a different game. Like,
Yeah.
because it's so much easier to no show a telesales appointment. Like, if you knew when someone went home in person, dude, like someone had to be like a jerk to like not answer, just like dumb. Like most times people answered. The,
Yeah.
the person could be sitting down watching TV, see you call, and be like, just not feel like talking to anybody. and they're, and they're just going to let it go to voicemail. So you get that person on the phone, you go for the kill every time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Um, it's going
And
pretty good.
only, sorry to cap that.
You're
And
good.
the reason I ask is only if they say without a shadow of a doubt. Like if they're so in the like, oh yeah, Gabe, I don't make any decisions. Or maybe if they're like, oh yeah, like she decides this stuff. Like if they tell me with that much certainty, like I'll schedule it because I know, I mean, they just told me clear as day I'm wasting my time. But if it's innocuous at all, and like I said, sometimes it'll bite you. A guy might be like, oh, yeah, I'm comfortable making the decision. Then at the end, he's like, yeah, dude, I got to talk to my wife. And you're like, dude, you just told me it's still worth it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And usually I try to investigate, like, on the past, making a purchase like this, do it by yourself or do it with her. And but like you said, they can tell you anything just to see how you keep going and then get to the end and go, let me call you back. So it's not
Right.
bulletproof, but it's up there.
Yeah, it's worth it to go through just on the presentation because I way rather because you know the truth. There's no magic words. If someone wants to buy, they're going to buy
Yeah.
regardless, and they'll figure out how to explain it to their wife. It happens every day in the world,
Yeah.
and everything. And like I said, wives are a lot more comfortable with it. They're like, well, he'll just have to deal with it. This is for the house. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Like it's the man typically who's fearing her wrath.
Ain't that the truth? Okay. Well, I mean, I definitely like the word track. I know very similar to Well, I have to really get that introduction down. I feel like, of course, as I get into a calling rhythm and have it right in front of me, which I will have written down, it's gonna almost make it kind of dummy proof.
Yeah.
Um, when not to get too meticulous in questions like this,
No,
but
dude,
you
please.
called your cell phone, you didn't have a dialer. Did you have some kind of thing to where you had different area codes you were calling from always, or do you just say use your phone because it's your phone and let's go at it?
I had a CRM I was using that I would normally what I would do is I'd hit them for the first day or two with my phone, like
Your cell phone.
dialing, texting, yeah, just my number. Like normally I'd call through and then the first text I shoot people is really very bland. I'm like, "Hey Claude, it's Gabe, call me." Like, and they're like, they might be like,
Like
Gabe who?
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I'd be like calling about the policy you requested for Sasha, or whatever. And then I'll give him a call.
That's
And-
good.
yeah. And so I used to when I started, and I learned that the hard way because when I started, I was sending people like a half paragraph, like, hey, calling you about the mortgage protection. This is the policy that pays for the home when you die. You put Sasha as your beneficiary. I'm the underwriter, just calling to schedule a No one was responding. No one was responding. And then, I was like, well, let me just try a bunch of stuff. And then hey, Claude, it's Gabe, call me. Or, and then like, hey, about the policy one for Sasha, get him on the phone. And then, then people give you sometimes what you'll get is what you showed me the other day. Someone like, hey, just text or email me. Then I hit them with yeah, because of HIPAA laws, I can't ask the questions I need to know what you approve for over text or email. Need to schedule a quick 5-minute call to go over your options. When's best? And then
Yeah,
they'd either respond or I have a good chance of getting them on the phone later.
yeah, yeah. And you don't. Last question about this category of it. You don't blow them up, do you? Like for example, I already triple dial. Sometime, depending on how it rings, I may even call 4 or 5 times. I'm not sure that's a good thing or not. It's kind of just a me maybe being stubborn thing. Um, but I don't want to burn the leads, right? I don't want to blow them up. But do you think that's a possibility, or don't worry about that part and just call it? If I call them 5 different times a day, 3 times each, so be it. Or you kind of don't want to burn them that like that.
Normally, what I do is so I would double dial the first time, and then say it's the morning, then the afternoon. Excuse me. I'll dial once. If they don't answer, I'll shoot them that text like, "Hey Claude, it's Gabe," and then I'll call them again because a lot of smartphones, if they didn't save it, and I have my phone set up to where it'll auto share, like it'll be like I'll call and be like, hey, you want to share your contact? So I share contact. And then text too. If you're like, hey Claude, it's Gabe, when I the call, it'll be like maybe Gabe. And then usually like by the second time, I'm getting some kind of response. Like they're either answering the phone or they're responding back via text. And then I'll text them, like I said, call about the policy requested for Sherry or whatever. Um, and then usually I'll call right then. Like I'll try to get them like when they're responding, I know the phone's in their hand, and people also get that little awkward feeling because they know I know they just responded to me, so they know I know they're in it. So you get a lot of people that answer then, and then I'll probably like the third time around I'll probably triple dial, and then the next day if I can't get a hold of them, that's where I might leave a quick voicemail. And I might be like, hey, Claude. So the fourth time around, I'm like, hey, Claude, this is Gabe. Giving you a call back about the mortgage protection you had requested. It looks like Sherry's going to be your beneficiary. Just need 5 minutes to ask you some health questions over the phone and go over options. Let me know when's best. And then that second day, I'm blowing them up that day because they know who I am. They've received a couple texts. I've left a voicemail. And there's really no fear about burning the lead at that point because if you don't get a hold of somebody in the first day or two, like the odds of anything coming at it out of it from at all are slim. I'm not saying you never will, but that's where you put them in a robo dialer, in a texter, and it's just shooting them, trying to get something. But you're going to get the best response the first day, especially the first day or two. So, like, I want to hit them. It's speed to lead with these right away. And if someone's just like, stop calling or this or that, it's like, what do you mean stop calling? You put this in and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
respond to me. You're weird. like, like tell like,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's like I don't feel bad about it.
yeah. And do you guys already have a very good or not good, very good, pretty good a VA that people hire or anybody, anyone like that? You guys know that you guys already have kind of like in the system that is pretty versed with the dialogue that it takes to get people to appointments or
Not a lot of our top producer. It's so funny how different the system is these days. Because it used to be like when I started, everybody had a dialer. Like even if they were like, had the dialer dialing second chance to the oldies and they dialed their fresh, which is what I did for like my first couple of years. It's not as common. A few people do it really well. Like if you were looking at that, I'll connect you with Jake Ratterman, him and his boy Kyle. They're over there in Arizona. They have their own uh, dial center in Pakistan,
yeah,
and they do pretty well setting up dialers to help dial age leads, especially. They also do digital, so that would be good. But I would honestly recommend it. At least get your sea legs about you with these leads
yeah,
because the dialer, they come trained, but you're
yeah,
still end up doing most of the training. Like you'll want to
yeah,
dial with them, listen, when you hit the response, like, hey, don't say this. Like same thing for me. Like I went through like three or four dialers to find like a good one, and I still needed to like train him,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, I'll send you Jake's number too. Like, but like a
Yeah, I
lot
mean,
of guys,
I remember him talking about that at Summit, and I still consider myself a new person. I would never tell somebody brand new get a caller, right? Because for what you just said, you want to have your resiliency in yourself and still
right.
have proof of concept. So
Mhm.
I was just curious. I'm just trying to find ways to get more, to get more presentation, really. But I like the
Yeah.
call entry.
I mean, if you end up, yeah.
Hmm?
I mean, if you end up within the next month or two getting a dialer, I mean, a good one to have them is like Second Chance Mortgage. Like they do good on those. Um, but yeah, I mean, for the digital, I mean, all like I think the top five people on our leaderboards, none of them use dialers. Jason Fuller, he uses the CRM for texting, which helps. Storm, he doesn't use one. Caleb doesn't use one. It's Telesales is just a little bit, not saying it's bad, it's just a little different.
Yeah. A little different. I mean, again, like I get it. We're not driving out or being, gas or no show. So there's a trade off there. I've called. I really want to get to the bottom of this with my phone number because I have called my phone or my wife's phone from the thing, and I have several numbers, and depending on the area code they're in, it calls from that number, right?
Hmm.
Um, but it's the only way around not having to show up as spam now is like if I verified it, with like a business behind it and XYZ, and it just seemed like a lot of I didn't want to focus on things that didn't matter when I got the system. I wanted to just call and work right away. But now I've
Yeah,
called her for like now I'm like, wow, I'm curious to know. So that's a good maybe to revisit that. But again, I just hate doing things that don't produce working.
yeah,
But yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. It sounds like, I mean, my phone number is I mean, some people answer, some people don't. So it's probably the guys call more, man. I'm not making
Yeah.
excuses. I
I
understand.
would definitely say, dude, hold yourself to a solid standard of like 300 dials or five presentations. Like for the first, like for the next month. And then once you, because just like I do, once you shake the rust off, you start getting consistent sales, you'll up your lead spend, you'll start spending more, and then you'll have you'll kind of, be in a good groove. Then you won't need to make as many dials. But like for the time being, just to make sure your activity is right, that's what I would say. Five prezzies or 300 dials and hold yourself to one or the other. Because now
Yeah,
you're going to have a good lead flow. I mean, you'll have 100 of these leads a week at least coming through. And then if that's ever, you're like, I'm, I feel like I'm running through them a little too much. I can throw some second chance mortgage into there to fill in the gaps. Um, but now looks like we're finally past the growing stages of the lead funnel, which is nice.
yeah, yeah. And just to kind of reach out, we said before you go, kind of, I just long for you. You said for the first day you call from your cell phone, and it's recorded, so I will listen to it again. But just in theory, you only call from a second or a different number when.
Usually that's like day three. Like for
Right.
me, like that's when I'm blowing it up. Like at that, like I'm gonna call someone, I might call someone 10 times in a row, especially like if like my lead flow is a little down that day and I'm like, I know I've already called these leads, whatever, and it's a CRM number, so I don't care if it gets blocked or whatever anyway. Like I'm just
Yeah.
trying to, and then if someone answers angry, like this is what I say every time. I'll be like, they're called 10 times. I'm like, 10 times. I literally just dialed you once. Like, yeah, dude, 10 times. Oh, I'm sorry. They're like, I'm on like a CRM and it just going through the requests is probably glitching. That's weird. So you would put your name, and I'll just go right into it. I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
blame it on the equipment. I'll be like,
Fearless.
I'll be ignorant. I'll be like, what? I just
Yeah.
dialed you once, and they're like, dude, it came through 10 times. I'm like, that's crazy. They must be glitching. Yeah, I'm calling you back about the request. Da 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 da. Like,
Yeah.
and people will
As
forget. Like they really like sometimes you have someone to be like, forget you. And then, but you'll have the person who's like, oh yeah, I did put that in. Da 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 da. And you'll get a sale out of it. So you're like, dude, dial everybody 10 times.
yeah, yeah. I've had some. Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, it's just. Hey, you filled it out, so I'm only calling you back because it's important to you. If it wasn't important to you, I wouldn't call you back. You know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. Yeah, and the intent, like you'll see, like when it's such a different experience because we've both like worked hard to get a low intent lead on the phone,
yeah,
like final expense or a 3-year old mailer, and you got to dial it a whole bunch, and is the person even going to remember? You get someone on within the first couple of days that these filled this out, especially like they typically remember like
yeah,
what this is, especially you throw that beneficiary name in there. It's very difficult for them to be like, no, I didn't do that, or this or that, or even if they're like, they give you that classic kind of like, oh yeah, I did, but I'm not really interested anymore. I was like, well, Claude, you're gonna make my job real easy because once someone puts
like
in this request, we just got to get the information out to you before so the request is fulfilled. I know you don't want to be called by a whole bunch of people, so we'll just get it knocked out now. Have you gone through this process before, or is this all new? And then you just kind of get that resignation. You took the sales pressure down because then you're like, oh, I'm just going to get the information to you. Because most times, the reason people say something like that, like, oh, I'm not interested anymore, is because they're nervous about talking to a salesperson. It's the classic. You walked into a store to buy something. Someone walks up to you, can they help you? And you're like, I'm just looking. You're not just looking. You're there to buy something, but you're saying
yeah,
that to them because you don't want to get sold. So just do a little 1-2, get into the financial inventory, and you'll make a sale a lot of the time.
yeah. I like that. The what I will say is getting used to underwriting again is 'cause I do have two or three sales, two or one on books, two on the books, that were I had to learn like they weren't getting they were the underwriting was a thing. Where getting them approved was a thing. I had one case where I guess the lady husband had been denied for trans, even though per what they told me he qualifies, but that's one thing. And then the same customer had an application in Royal Neighbors, so they wouldn't do another one. And I'm trying to beat what he already has, which is a graded policy. So option from that would be a better graded at AIG, and that's not trying to spend too much time on thing like this, but I hate to have someone that's a buyer on the hook and then not, finish the deal. Travis
Yeah.
said that if UHL and Baltimore Life have a higher than I got yesterday who has money. He's paying $1,800 a month for grouping coverage. He's 72. It's hell bent on getting 200,000 of insurance for a home. Um, doesn't mind paying for it, but he says he won't pay 800 bucks. He says he won't pay 800 bucks a month for it because that was my way of trying to shop and if when he was saying he wanted for sure 200,000, no problem. Da, da, da. I went over the equity approach about really making it easy for the family in those first couple years, but nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is that the deals I've had to work for them do underwriting. I use insurance toolkit now, but it's not
Mhm.
dummy proof. You still have to kind of make sure. But right now, the major carriers I have, and I guess I'm saying to say if you think I should get a different carrier, add more carriers. I have Trans, Royal, AIG, Sika, Kansas City Life, and Liberty Bankers. Is there in SBLI? So is there any one that you think I should add that you haven't heard just now that I should get with Caitlin about to add?
I would say you can't get Forsters right now, right?
At least I haven't no. I mean, I haven't. I feel like if I were to submit them the information that to answer your question, no, no, I don't have them. But before I tried and I couldn't get them, they just. I mean, no, I don't have them. But I feel like if I were to almost resubmit the same information I am right now to these states, they may look at it. Forrester's weird because they're saying I had a debt was a thing, and they're saying, well, anyone who had debt in the past, even if you paid it off, you're not like their ideal. They don't really if you, they're hands off. So even if you had debt, you pay it off, they're still like.
Yeah,
But
they give
Matt
you a
sent me
tough
a form
time.
to fill out that just kind of went over everything again. Like I don't know, it just felt like I don't know, like maybe they're just trying to tell me no again, but I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and then do you have what about Moo? You have Moo?
Moo, no, I don't have Moo. Talk to when getting the information of my license background. I talked to their compliance department and they said that they always look at, so no, I don't have Moo, but they said they would look at my application again. So we didn't apply for them with you guys. I didn't, at least I don't think, well, she should, well, I'm sure she did it on Insurance Bay, but there was no follow up effort to get them looking at my background. But they told me on the phone that they would look at it again. That was the posture. But I'm thinking if there's a rep, or I don't know. I mean, no, so I don't have Moo yet. I probably could reach out to the same person that sent me the email because basically I needed to get why they counseled me to give Nipper that so they can improve me. So I just talked to him when I just maybe 4 weeks ago to get that email, and I asked her. I was like, I'm curious to know how you guys in the past. I'm considering, if I'd be able to get you guys again. But I know you guys turned at me in the past, and she said, well, we always, relook at every application again. So you're welcome to apply. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I just put us in a group text with Matt. So we'll see because yeah, those would be good to have if
Yeah.
they're options. That would give you some more term, IUL, and whole life options. Um, do you have LGA?
Mm-mm. What's LJ? Letter?
No, it's uh it's a proprietary product through Quility. I was trying to think of what it's Banner Life.
I don't have them.
Yeah, I'd request them. They're good, especially for people under 65. A really good rate for term. Um,
Banner.
yeah. And do you have American Amicable?
That's I don't there it's sitting. It's sitting. So it's just a sitting contract that's like like I think like 300 $400 on I've been paying. Well, not been paying. I pay it once upon a time. I stopped paying it, but so I have them. I have to cancel it, which is fine. But I know I have to satisfy that debt before they cancel it. From what I'm told.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
let's see.
mean, do you have you had any downlines writing it?
American Amicable.
Yeah.
No, so I've only got them again when I was like 2 years ago when I looked at insurance again. I got like a contract with them then, and it was basically I just had the other the agency reflecting off of it. So I never wrote anything really. So there was no downline debt to it. But then I wrote like there was like six policies and like
Oh
two
yeah.
fell off. I mean, it was pretty good. Is balance is like I think like 400 $500. So it's nothing crazy, but I wasn't really writing, so I'm like, go get it when I get it to them.
Yeah, dude, that would be a quick one then. If that's all it's holding you back, I would get that because that would give you a pretty flexible whole life and a pretty flexible term between their two terms, the term made term made simple and whatever the home protector or
Yeah,
safeguard, whatever it's
I
called.
guess I'm thinking that will be like a release type of. I guess I won't know until I try. It was.
It won't be. It won't be. If you or no downlines have written for 6 months, they'll let you transfer.
Oh, if I haven't written for 6 months, it's
Yeah, and no downlines have written.
no. I've no. 6 months. Probably not. Probably now 6 months. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. I guess I'm thinking that when you have debt, when you pay it, that counts as like re.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think yeah, I think if you try to get it released, they'd be I think they would want the debt paid first,
Yeah.
but I think you'd be good to go. Who's it under?
Mazuma. It was under he's with Mazuma Sam Wolf, that guy. Oh, he's an I'm a mini IMO guy that's under the whole he's with
Quility?
n- no oh my God, I'm drawing blank. There's integrity, quality, um oh,
Amerilife?
AmeriLife. AmeriLife, yeah.
Okay. Do you
Um
think if you needed a release, you think he'd give it or no?
I mean, he owes me money, and that's why I didn't pay debit really because there were downlines that were direct to him that were from my leg that that yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there's no reason why he should want to keep it per se other
Hmm.
than say, well, you haven't paid me the debt from blah blah blah, and I'm gonna say, well, you haven't paid me for those agents overrides. Scott thought it was a wash. That was how it ended on the phone. That since you kept those guys and I didn't get a check for about 4 months. Yeah, so any debt that they leave now, that's you. But I don't know. I mean, but it has been at that 6 month, 5 month and a half time frame, so I can't see why it would be anything too challenging to do. Or he may go F it, I'm glad you're going, but I haven't, yeah, that's one carrier.
Yeah, but
But
like I said, I think if you pay the debt, I think they're just going to release after 6 months of no writing.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. Well,
It's worth a call and seeing for sure.
yeah, and definitely. Well, I mean, I can't see myself not making any sales with A leads. I don't care if I stunk on the phone. So so far I've only just been throwing money back on that dialer, which is man, I'm like shy council thing has got it's like 170 a month now. Like oh, but it's not. I mean, it feels funny even having these questions about money per se, even though I never was necessarily a millionaire or anything, but just having to think like, do I need this dollar right now? But I think I do because it's usually I dial for my phone and they have that in my ear ringing on social leads still, just in case they pick up. So I definitely not going to take away a tool that's going to help me work the business, but I believe that this week I don't see why every dial session could be up there in the hundreds, and I'll kind of report to you to have some kind of accountability because I definitely think that helps out.
Yeah.
'Cause, man, I got to make some sales. I literally have to. I mean, it bothers me when I call for hours and hours and hours and don't. It's like it's hard. It's hard to
Yeah.
fathom, but yeah.
100%. We'll get there. And you said what carriers do you have right now?
The carriers I have now are Royal Neighbors, Sika, Transamerica, AIG, Kansas City Life, the RSA Liberty Bankers,
Yeah.
Insurance, Fidelity and Guarantee, F&G, and SBLI.
Yeah. I mean, we're in a good spot regardless. It'd be nice to add some of these other carriers. I think AmAm sounds like that would be the easiest if they'll just release you. Um, but I mean, you're in a good spot right now, regardless. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
kind
have
of feel like
term
so.
options, you have a lot of whole life options, you even have some IUL options. So
And so like kind of like I mean, trans has been my leading product.
yeah, trans
Who
is
would you
great.
say should be second, Kansas City or Royal Neighbors?
I mean, depends what you're talking about. So if it's final expense, um, I would say from trans, Royal Neighbors, if you're trying to go um simplified or level.
Mhm.
You said you have Core Bridge or no?
Corbridge, yeah, I do.
Core Bridge for guarantee issue, or Sika, if you need to stack. Um, if for term, um, KCL is great. You also have, if you have the SBLI term, that's good. LGA, if you have the SBLI term, LGA will be an easy add. You might even already had it and not, most people don't realize they have it, don't log in.
Oh,
Um,
you said trans. So this is an order like so trans, KC Life, and after that you said LGA.
yeah,
And you say LGA is a product under the SBLI.
no, it's under Quility. So your term for SBLI, both the SBLI term, they have a whole life that's just SBLI, but the SBLI term and the LGA term, Banner Life, they're both under Quility, under the Quility portal.
Yeah, I haven't logged to Willie Portal yet. I got the email that just with the one right number and it says if you haven't got it, emails. I just haven't touched it. I think I tried to do one quote through it. But so you're saying once I log into that portal, once I probably email them back to give me portal access, I'll see the different products there, the banner product,
Yeah, the quantum, the F&G quantum is also under there. That's their instant decision IUL.
the FNG Phantom is under this portable Quality.
Quantum, Quility, yeah.
Oh, because I've only seen the FNG from their login, but you're saying it's the
Yeah.
Quantum one is it? Got it.
Correct. Yeah. Whenever they have a proprietary product, they always put it in the Quility portal.
Uh, if I were looking, I guess I'm sure I can call Quality rep and kind of like if I didn't get the login and that's best person recommendation.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah. I'll send you the number.
Yeah. Because that's one thing I will say I feel a little more like I felt a little restricted when I got the trans denial. I mean, I feel so I've been blowing Travis up and he said he's such a good guy. I know for a fact when I was down line. I'm like, bro, I'm hitting you a lot of questions, man, middle of the day, but he always hits you back because I couldn't get approvals last week. I was just stuck, man. I was like, trans said no or said this, said that, said no. Ron never said no. And the AIG is like, yeah, and the Cancer Life had, I guess they have it's not great. It's like modified, but it's different than what the customer really expected. But nevertheless, I appreciate
Yeah,
them a lot.
KCL, I mean, their whole everything but their signature term express is fully underwritten. So that's the only product we write with them is their express term.
Got it. So with KCL, just express term.
Correct.
Got it. Write that down. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
What's
brother. Well, I'm hopping to my next one here. Sorry.
all right, man?
I'm a couple minutes
Yeah.
late. But dude, it was good. It was
Date.
good connecting. We'll make this a more regular thing. Uh, we're getting momentum. We're gonna get there.
Facts. All right, man. I'll update you. I'm going on down the end of that. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon.